very, very risky environment that we live in. I thought I would narrate the Bangladesh episode that happened this week, but very pertinent to the CFOs. Gears was a PC which was used. As Felix said, the hacker had actually hacked into the system and was using it, and he was learning Swift, how to send Swift messages. So he has learned completely the basics of Swift, come back, came in, and then did all experiments, still not caught. This guy merrily had pawn in his PC, several things, several loopholes in the PC, and that PC is being used for making Swift payments. So 5, 6 payments were made all over the world, one to the Malaysian bank, a couple of, I believe the hackers were in the US, and money went all over, $8 million gone in the morning. And luckily, a couple of monies were thwarted because this guys used, instead of foundation. So, so the payment guy refused that payment. So otherwise it would have been much more, and I believe the actual sum is much more than what is quoted. So it could be even $80 million. But it's an eye-opener, and I believe the latest PwC report says the next attack could be the Indian firms, top firms. And therefore, and I mean, really that's a wake-up call. So you really have to tooth comb the payment section at least, wherein you make RTGS or digital payments, and that's the message I thought I'll give it to CFO. Personally look into it. Look at the bank out, in and out, every minute maybe now. SMS, look at the SMS seriously. Of course, the kind of internet banking attacks that happened in the last 2 years, even the SMS has been thwarted, and they change the mobile, and then the message never comes to you. So you have to look at the bank balance frequently to see, and does it make a sanity check. Of course, looking at a big picture. You don't have to go into paisas or rupees, or look at a materiality threshold and then look into the movements, in and out movements.
Right, right.
Now, next question is Matt.
Right.
Social media, mobile computing, cloud computing, and analytics. I think all these four play, and the BOID, which Felix spoke about, and the changes that have happened, the ownership, because you don't own IT anymore, it's all outsourced. And therefore, what happens in the vendor environment is the vendor risk assessment done, vendor risk management done, IT risk management done, that's the key. The arena, if you're a big company, which is what matters when you talk about data and values involved, if you don't have values, we don't have data, then of course the risk is not, inherent risk itself is less. So we're talking about cases where inherent risk is itself higher. And therefore, if values are involved, there would be naturally a lot of vendors, a lot of vendor risk assessments to be done. And that's where the real risk is. So the target attack, which Felix spoke about, again, the attack happened up through the vendor area and not directly. So I don't know how governed the vendors are, how secure the data is. More importantly, if any hacking attempts happen, how serious it is. So the risk assessments have to be very sincerely done. And as again Felix and Keyur pointed out, the real champion is the CFO, because you have to push that. And now, of course, you are certifying IFC, Internal Financial Control, from this year. And one of the important control is the IT control. And of course, you will need to certify that the IT controls are reliable and true, or it's operating or working. And if you're going to do that without doing the risk assessments, unfortunately, that are happening on IFC is more the tick box approach rather than check box, yes, and rather than the holistic. Do you all use the word holistic? I think that's missing. So I'm afraid that the risks are much more deeper, and therefore this need to be really, really gone through very sincerely, carefully. Of course, otherwise you have to pray to God, like every time you pray when you sign the dotted lines.